Remember this day, man, for it will be yours for all time.
We have shown them that a trembling hand can become a fist. We have challenged the idea that a slave must always know his place, excepting Rod and Lash because he was taught to accept it. We built their mighty republic with our hands and our blood and our lives. And we can see it fall at equal cost. You opened my eyes to this, Spartacus.
They can't stand to have to reinvent themselves. What they're hoping is you shut the hell up and stop exposing them so much. It's fucking up their gig, their con, their lick. You're making it hard and miserable for them. And they don't want to have to work. They want to be provided for. Yeah. The entitlement is great with these ones, as Yoda would say.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. And these shield boys give them nothing, but take from them everything.
You see, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.
Before I begin, I'd like to remind y'all not to kneel to a Hoover and Hobgoblin. Remember your worth. Remember who you are. Remember who you are before you met that person. Or remember the weaknesses in you that made you susceptible to a hoovering hobgoblin, a con artist, a liar, a person who puts so much focus and energy into creating a fake facade. And rather than healing themselves, rather than figuring out their own issues, rather than healing whatever traumas it was that turned them into the selfish energy vampire that they have become. I need you to remember your worth, brothers and sisters. I need you to remember who you are. Take the time to heal yourself, not just the trauma that that person, that narcissist did to you, sociopath, psychopath. We are in a cluster B emergent society. Our governments, our religious institutions, our corporations, our entertainments are run by narcissists, narcopaths, sociopaths, psychos that do not care about you. They do not care about your modern myths. They don't care about they don't care about the tax dollars they rob from you. They don't care about leading you astray. They care about themselves. They care about emotional reactivity. This is why you see extremist groups all hyping crazy, pointing the finger at you, calling you a racist, calling you a sexist. All these crazy people trying to indoctrinate your children, confuse their genders, teach their gobbledygook craziness in your schools. They rely on emotional reactivity because they're narcissists. They want to change your society. They want to change the idea of your family. They want to destroy you. They want to destroy the nuclear family. They want to destroy all stability. They want to destroy masculinity and femininity. They do not care about you. They only care about themselves, their rhetoric, their garbage, their politics. They don't care about your life, brothers and sisters. It's not just relationships or family members or ex-friends, fake friends that we run into that we must worry about when it comes to dealing with these hoovering hobgoblins. They're everywhere. And it's not crazy to think that, because once you go through narcissistic abuse, once you understand what a narcissist is, once you understand the traumas, the trials, the tribulations, once you understand the way that these creatures move, you can see them everywhere. You can see them for who they are. And during all of this, no matter what sector of the world you're in or whatever social sphere that you are in, remember your worth. And do not trade your morality. Do not trade your belief in self, what you know to be right and good, for some narcissist who's going to twist you and change you and F up your whole life, take your money, destroy your reputation, attack your character, try to assassinate your being. They are evil. They've always been evil. And they exist everywhere. It is now more than ever, brothers and sisters, that we, my common sense millennials out there, my Gen Xers and older, that we put our best foot forward, knowing our worth, leading by example, and not allowing these goblins to run wreck over everything. My love to you all. I'm going to say hail to chat in a minute before I begin the show. At this point, it appears it's only going to be me. I apologize, and that's because we went 2 weeks late. We're supposed to run this exact show 2 weeks ago, but this channel was attacked by narcissists. It was false flagged by narcs, and they got me struck. That was one among 3 different attacks that came at me within the same week. And then the following week, I'll be honest with y'all, I had a lady friend over, and I needed some love. So I got some love. You know, it's what it is. All night long. Dragon Storm, all night long, baby. I got my worth back. That's what happens when you heal and know your worth and you understand who you are and who you can be. Your potential, the light in you. You attract other light. And you also believe in yourself. So, Mortal Coil's still on walkabout somewhere. Scott Clark may be here at some point. He is not feeling well. Randy White had a prior engagement. Narc Hammer is in the process of moving at this moment, and RodFatha is running a birthday party. So it isn't anybody's fault. This show just came 2 weeks late. So Dragonstorm is I am not a novice when it comes to running a stream. So you and I watching, you and I in the chat tonight, we are going to review Narcissist Chronicles. We are going to review Jesse. And I'm looking forward to it because this is Jesse was one of the first people, one of the first coaches to support me. He was one of the first people to reach out and try and give me a helping hand when I was still going through Hoovers and I was still going through doubting myself, and Narc X and her overt Rainbow Dragon were still playing games, attacking my character, going on do smear streams, sending flying monkeys, all the whole 9 yards. But I want to say thank you to Jesse. Thank you very much. It's kind of fitting that I do this show on my own, because if it wasn't for his support in the very beginning when I started running this channel, I don't know if I don't know if I'd be here. Just like you guys in the chat, I'm sure you have friends and you have people that you've been watching for a long time that helped you to climb back out of that Sarlacc pit you dicked your wick into, and the bad times that you went through. But before we begin, I'm going to say hail to the chat and talk to my brothers and sisters out here. CJ8 says we're going to be doing tarot at some point on Lodonis Ravenwolf channel. I'll be doing tarot on Lodonis Ravenwolf channel. Pablo's here. What's up, Pablo? Says laughter is contagious. That's one of the things. It's one of the things I really liked about Jesse. Is his laughter, his lightheartedness, and I like how he calls his subscribers his warriors, his fellow warriors. We are warriors. All of us are. We fought through hell, whether it was weak boundaries or whether it was unresolved issues that we had, abandonment, codependency, attachment issues, whatever it was that made us susceptible to the lies of a con artist. We have fought through hell, and those of us who have fought to regain ourselves, you've gone life coaches, you've talked to therapists, you've done whatever you've had to do to reorganize yourself, to heal yourself, to become a better version of yourself. That's a lot of fighting that we have to do. I have done tons of that on this channel. A lot of the wreck and the healing that I went through as I was going through it. That's for channel members. If you guys want to see that, if you guys want to see Narc X, she's all the way at the beginning of the channel, members. We did a show on this channel when it was a tarot and spiritual channel, which if you guys are interested in tarot and spiritual topics, check out Lodonis Ravenwolf. That's one of my other channels. If you are interested in fighting against propagandists and extremists in our entertainment and politics, using our modern mythologies as cudgels to beat down we normal people, the narcissists in Hollywood, please check out author Stephen Walton. That is my other channel. But yeah, if it wasn't Paulo, I could not take, at the time when I was still angry, I could not, it was hard for me to hear from like really positive people who had healed, people who were like being very positive in their message. But eventually when I got to a certain point, I really came to appreciate him and his message. Thank you for being here, brother. What's up? Dana's here. He says, weakness is my ex-covert narcissist's greatest strength. Isn't it? Isn't it though? When they play the weak one, the woman in distress, I'm sure the male narcs do this too, but the woman in distress routine, that'll get you every time, especially if you have if you got a Captain Save-A-Hope cape, if you're a white knight, if you're someone with weak boundaries and just has a lot of compassion. And yeah, man, weakness is for a covert, especially. Coverts are very dangerous. I think coverts are just as dangerous as malignant narcissists because of their ability to get under the radar and sneak in. Like my ex, definitely covert, but very unregulated. So you know the routine. But yeah, man, ex coverts. They're the ones that will destroy your friend groups. Those are the ones that'll go and attack and smear your character without you even knowing it. Those are the ones that, all narcs do, but those are the ones who really know how to take your reactive abuse, take the texts or the messages or emails or voicemails or anything that you have ever sent them, that they haven't fabricated. Because, some narcs out there fabricating facts, fabricating truth, but they're the ones that know how to manipulate others using their femininity, using I'm a poor woman, I'm a poor girl, I'm getting attacked by this guy, he won't leave me alone, he keeps attacking my rainbow dragon boyfriend that I peg in the ass every week. They're the ones that'll use anything that they can, and they're not loyal. You know they're not loyal. They're running around all the time. They're sleeping with everybody. Any low-class thing they can get their hands on. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking about, Dana. What's up, MC Mike Does? Hail, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate that. Let's see. CJ says, I remember myself before the red pills. I was so naive and dumb. I mean, we all go through naivety. I think that there's a certain level of being naive. Absolutely. I was absolutely naive when we believe in someone that is a con artist, that, you know, we ignore the red flags. We want to believe the best in these people. We want to believe what they're telling us. They want to believe those words. You know, and as depending on how long you're involved in that narcissistic friendship, relationship, you know, I mean, with family members, which is a different dynamic with that. Shout out to my friends, Wes Moody Webcast, Tina Bojan, who dealt with narcissistic parents and survived, and thrived. I don't want to go too much into it, but I had a conversation with Tina the other night after Rogue Entertainment, and so she's a hero. She literally stopped generational trauma. She stopped it with her, healed herself, had the support of a wonderful husband, and did not pass on that pain. Thank God. You know, that's a hero. That's a true parent. But there is a certain level of being naive that we have to understand and we have to accept in ourselves when we are basically subjugate ourselves. You know, we capitulate to this narrative from a liar, and we ignore those red flags. You know, what's up? Keep looking up. Hell, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate you, sweetie. And let's see, anybody else up in the chat? Oh, I gotta get a mouse. Jesse is the best. Jesse is the best, Omar. We're gonna go through Jesse here in a couple minutes. He is. What I really like about Jesse, we're gonna see that tonight. We're gonna look at some shorts. We might go over a long form video. But what I really like about him is his light. So that's a man who went through narcissistic abuse and reclaimed his light, and is like a soldier of light, of happiness. He's not kneeling. He's strong. That is a strong man that understands himself and understands the world around him, and uses his light to heal others. I mean, in a lot of ways, like he's one of my heroes. He really is one of my heroes. And I wish at one point to achieve the level of healing that he has gotten to, and do for others what he has done for me and others. I want to continue. I want to pass that on, you know? Mike has been watching Jesse for years. I'm watching Jesse for about a year and a half. I think first time he reached out to me was about a year and a half ago. Well, so thankful for his support. Iman says, what's up, dude? Good to see you. We're going to talk about a narcissistic abuse recovery hero. And this is his channel. For those of you who are unfamiliar, there is a link in the description for all of his channels, YouTube and Rumble, his website as well. If you're looking for a narc abuse coach, I mean, Coach Randy White ain't here. Coach Randy White is great. Coach ain't here, so I could say, without any shame, without not trying to plug my brother, that Jesse's the one to talk to. Jesse's just as good as Randy White, just as good as many of the other wonderful coaches that are out there. Guys, please take a look at my brother. And see, anything else in the chat before we begin? Let's see. Dana says, anger got to me more than the hurt did. Yeah, Dana, I'm right there with you, my man. I've gone over this before we begin, but I've gone over this before. I have a narcissistic father. He's not a narcissist. He is narcissistic. And he went through a lot of stuff when he was growing up. He went through a lot. And my dad can go night or day, which is kind of where I get this, the white wolf, black dragon. It's kind of where I get that duality. And, but he went through it like he was treated, like damaged people are. They were treated poorly when they were children by family members. He was adopted, so he wasn't really accepted by some of the people in his family. I suspect my great aunt was a narcissist from some of the stories that he's been opening up. We've been talking about these things recently. But like my dad, but when he snaps, he snaps, and he'll go into narcissistic rage, and he kind of passed that on to me, and so I've always known that I had anger issues. controlling my emotions has really helped me to get to the point that I'm at now. Recognizing them, my blood pressure gets too high. I don't want to get too mad. I don't want to get, I don't want to get too aggressive, because then I know that I can teeter over. Narc X understood that. Covert X Narcissist understood that. And so, as you know, Dana, they play into that. They want to, they piss you off, they can keep you in the loop, right? We are now like in the cycle of the year, in the wheel of the narcissist year. I actually put one together to remind myself. In the wheel of the narcissist year for me, and as far as the Hoovers, right now I'm in a Hoover period. This is when I know the Hoovers are coming. And try to ruin my son's graduation by spreading lies and rumors. Got the channel struck with a bunch of flying monkeys. Came into this chat on the last show I did as soon as the channel came back up, and was harassing people. This is the Hoover time, and normally during that, in earlier times when I was less healed, I would react. And so what the narcissist does when they're dealing with someone who has anger issues, or who can be angry and emotional, is how they get your attention. That's how they get the hook in. They make you upset, they make you angry, they get you emotionally unstable, and then they come back. And then that's when they come back with I'm sorry, and that other person that I left you for, triangulated with, they're bad, and they're really everything that you said they were, and I love you, and do you want some sex? That's when all that starts. It's to destabilize you. And people like us, Dana, we have to control our emotions. I mean, all of us here in the chat, everybody watching, if you've been through this, you have to control your emotions. Do not allow your passions to get elevated. The narcissist feeds off that. Narcs love feeding off that. They will trigger those things in you. They have that is what they're looking for, the emotional reactivity. That's how they control you. That's how they create confusion, cognitive dissonance. It's how they hook you in. It's how they make you depressed. All of it. So if you stop it in the bud, Dana, which is what I did during the Grand Hoover, the Grand Discard that happened in March, is I didn't let it affect me. I got to a point, Dana, where it was my blood pressure would start going up, and I would just hang up the phone. So I'm done. I'm not. And it's weird when you're dealing with a covert narc with a narcissistic woman, because the narcissist in them can't stand being cut off. They can't. That's why no contact hurts them. They can't stand being validated and not having that feeling of control. But also the female aspect of it, as I'm sure you know, is when you treat a woman like that, that's when they want you more. Doesn't make sense. And that's how male narcs keep these borderline women, these anxious attachment women, and just, women who went through, what we went through. That's how they keep them, because they treat them like garbage. They treat them like objects. They are things. It's one of the reasons why I think the sex apparently is good for semantic narcissists, male narcissists, when they do that, because they're treating them like an object. They're an F doll. They don't care about them. They care about their own. They care about them, themselves. And they. It's not alpha or sigma. It's not just like putting up that wall and saying no and being stoic. It's not stoicism. It's being a dirtbag and just cutting somebody off and treating them like garbage. And then it triggers these women that want to just keep going back, because they're like, why do you want me? It's so insane. And it's ingrained in their the way that they're built. And I'm sure with some men possibly, but it's not the game. It's not the game as we play it, and it's a shame that a game has to be played really when it comes to relationships, but it kind of like the way the game is played. The less, the worse you treat them, the more they want you. And it's like, I don't get it. And I think that's why women get hooked in with these narcs. For we men, at least for myself, I think people like you and I, it's, it's the savior. I think it's the savior complex, maybe, or, wanting to believe in them, wanting to be there to help them and support them. I think they just take advantage of that. And then they roll over on their back and pee all over the, yes, 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 yeah. It was crazy, man. Like, I'm crazy. Get STDs and just don't care. And it's nuts. That's what they do, man. It's nuts. CJ says, but these narcs know how to push and push and push until you break. Right, but that's why that's the importance of knowing stop. That's the importance of, as I was saying earlier, when you feel your blood, when they're on the phone trying to rile you up and trying to accuse you and gaslight you, you just say, look, there's no way we can talk to each other. There's no way we can be friends. And you hang up and you put the phone down. It's why you just go no contact. It's why you don't talk to them. I don't want to go into like mirroring stuff. We'll do that later. I want to make sure to start talking about Jesse by the time we hit the half-hour mark. I put up boundaries, and my narc friend, and whenever he tries to get me in a trap, I simply walk around the trap. Right. It's like Freddy Krueger, man. You got to turn your back on him. You turn your back on them, and then you take all their power. That's exactly how it rolls. All right, so, what's up, Joshua? How you doing? Good to see you. We are about to talk about our boy Jesse. So we're going to go through a couple shorts, and then we're going to, I think we might just do a long-form video and talk about that. Pause it every now and again. Guys, if you are interested in getting any kind of help from Jesse, there is a website. Link is in the description. Please subscribe if you have not to his YouTube channel, his Rumble channel, and follow and support this brother, because this man has been helping a lot of people, and myself included. Right now he has 75,000 subscribers. Congratulations, Jesse. Congratulations, my brother. All right, so let's go through a couple.
Another thing, warriors, that narcissists are going to do is not only bring family to their own firings, but dang it, man, this is how their weak asses are operating now. They're bringing families to the freaking interviews. They can't even get the job without trying to feed you what it is that they're trying to support, supposedly. I've heard them in conversations borrowing someone else's kids to bring to the interview so they can stand out from the crowd. You see, warriors, what narcissists are trying to do is get you to compromise and settle for incompetence and
settle for incompetence. Well said, Jesse. So narcissists, let's go back to the beginning. So when it comes to needing help from others, narcissists, absolutely, they cannot stand on their own. I don't care if they're cerebral or semantic. They cannot stand on their own. They need, in order to facilitate their worldview, in order to feel strong, they need external validation. The nature of a narcissist is needing external validation, right? So they need you to help. It's why they need flying monkeys. It's why they need people to help propagate their lies. It's a weakness. It is an inherent weakness and incompetence. He was saying bringing kids to interviews. The narcissists don't care about lying. It's all about image. It isn't about keeping it real. It is not at all about keeping it real. It's about a lie, creating a false narrative. The only time that they will look needy is when it suits their purpose. I think Dana and I was talking about that earlier. If it suits their purpose, they will look needy. Some narcissists, like grandiose narcissists. All right, let's go to like the creme de la creme of below malignant, right? The grandiose cerebral narcissist. Even they need validation. Even they need other people to give them adulation. Professor Sam Bakken talks about this a lot. There was a great video I just watched from Sam where he was talking about how he sees the world as a narcissist, because he's a narcissist and he has borderline and a couple other things. And he was talking about like how he views people. People are objects. People are what did he say? He called them like they're fuzzy gray characters outside of his view. And whenever they start giving him adulation or there's something that he needs from, then they come into color, they come into focus, and then he sees them, but they're still an object. Narcissists look at you as objects, its or things. You are not a person. You are an it. You are an object. You are a thing. And so they need that external validation to make them feel like the king of the world, the center of the universe. And they will use any lie to do that. A narcissist absolutely wants you to capitulate to their incompetence. As he was saying at the end, they want you to accept that. They want you to accept that you are simply there to feed their ego, to feed their persona, their fakeness. They don't care about they don't care about who they hurt, what they have to use. It's all about getting what they need. It's never about you. All right, let's go through a couple of comments. Let me see what you guys think, and we're going to go to the next video. What's up, Jay? Jay said, reactive abuse is real. I was triggered last weekend seeing the narc posting his exotic vacation on Instagram. Needless to say, stay off their social media. I exposed him, and it's not my character. Well, narcs hate exposure, Jay. Narcs absolutely hate being exposed for who they are. You have to be calculating with it. Understand. So understand this. I guess I got to go into mirroring a little bit. When you're mirroring a narcissist, you want to mirror them with truth. You want them to feel as though they are in control, but you have the control. You need to play a certain part in order to circumvent their false ego and drop kick them in their inner child. In that case, when it comes to just straight exposure, you have to ask yourself, is the juice worth the squeeze? You really have to. Because any emotional reactivity, any action that you give them that goes in their direction, they are taking as fuel. Every time I mention Narc X on this channel, most of y'all don't even know who Narc X is. I could post a link to her channel. I could tag her in the description. But I'm not, because I'm not trying to funnel things toward her. But every single time she sees it, every single time she hears it, because she watches these shows, she gets off on it. When I mention Narc X, I talk about things she doesn't want people to know. I talk about the truth of the matter, what she does, who she is, and how she acts. So I'm poisoning that negative fuel. When you do something that's just like, oh, I can't stand that person, when you just start going wreck on Facebook or something like that, that actually gives them fuel, because then they feel like they have a certain measure of control over you. They feel as though they have that control. So you have to be very careful. Controlling your emotions is key, Jay. Controlling your emotions is key. Watch Jesse. Watch a few Jesse's videos if you haven't already. His light, his shine, the unabated truth of it. Jesse's at the point where he don't even point the finger at whatever narc X he was with. Eventually, I'll get to that point. That's where I want to get. But until I do, I poison the negative fuel. So it really comes down to making sure you are careful as much as you want to. Listen, when this channel got struck, I was saying earlier, this channel got struck because Narc X and the Flying Monkeys, everybody false flagged the channel. During that whole week, I didn't say anything. And the only thing I did say was that, well, if my channel's down, then I'm going to start working on author Stephen Walt, which I did. I worked on progression. I worked on my book. I worked on building my team back up, Rogue Entertainment. I worked on my original channel. I took a loss and turned it into a win. You have to look at it like that. Reactive abuse from a narcissist, or reactive abuse from you, is your decision. And I'm not saying that, we don't go through it, because I've done it myself, but it's your decision. It's how you deal with it. Emotional control is key. My love to you, Jay. Heal. What's up, Kevin? How you doing there? I just woke up here. Good to see you, dude. Thank you for being in the chat. Greatly appreciate you, fellow warrior. Adventures with Beth is in the chat. Beth, I can't get sexy with you right now. I can't do that, but I just wanted to say you are my twin train wreck, my original twin train wreck, and it is beautiful to see you. Thank you very much, sister. Kevin says, I realize the same people use fear to that word, oh God, promulgate religion. And that is narcissistic in itself. Yes, absolutely. Spiritual narcissism is a thing. And to be truth, I'm not saying they're not all, you could be narcissistic and not be a narcissist. Narcissism is on the wheel of human expression and emotion. You can choose to be narcissistic or not to be. But honest to God, Kevin, if you ever run into somebody who says you don't pray the right way, or that person's icky because they don't follow my faith, that is spiritual narcissism. And that person has the potential to be elitist or awful to you if they choose to, because they have a built-in excuse. My God's better than your God, which is an awful thing. It's an awful thing to take spirituality to. Ima says they can't even be alone with themselves for a few hours. Panic sets in because they're left with their thoughts. That causes narcissistic collapse. Absolutely. They cannot be by themselves. They can't. The pressure on them to not have anywhere to get external validation from, no one to hurt, no one to con, no one to destroy, then they have to begin drawing from what's inside, like we all do, like normal people do, you know, from in to the out. And if they have to do that, then they realize how empty they are and, you know, how awful they are. And they can't do that. It will absolutely cause a narcissistic collapse. And Jay says, right, I look like you look like the crazy one. So go back, actually, Jay, go back, please, into my video lists and look at, I'd say 4 months ago, Mirroring the Narc stuff, how to defeat a narcissist, and even look further back than that. And you will find videos of me, like, saying things like, you already look crazy, expose them. You already look crazy. Hold on, let me go full screen for a second. You already look crazy, expose them. That was the anger stage of my healing. And to a point, that is true. If you're just coming out of it, if you're going through this healing and anger stages, you know you've already been smeared. You know you've already been destroyed and distorted, your image, your character, by that narc in ways that you will never even untangle, because they're so used to being the deceptive people that they are. But calm emotional control. I can tell you this, Jade, who have gotten as far as I have. All right, emotional control. I wear my rose quartz all the time. All right, healing my heart chakra. Emotional control is key. Ignore. Yes, very well, Josh. You have to ignore them until you can't. Said, it's okay. I'm not feeling sexy. You are sexy. Don't say anything. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. We gotta get back to Jesse. All right, let's go back and let's go and watch another one. How do I get back? Another one of. There we go. All right. Let's see. Well, you know what? Let's do this one.
Ooh, they hate physical. They kind of almost have this 3 to 5 second rule of touch, but publicly, it blows their cover because they need to show availability, and they've told everybody around them, y'all don't get along like that, and that you're the one that hates physical touch. You see, a narcissist calling card for availability is, I think they're cheating on me. We sleep in different rooms. Or, get this, no, that's my roommate. Yeah, you can come over, and they'll have them come over during off hours that you're at work and show them that's his room, that's my room. We're just roommates. It's why they set up for different rooms.
And once it get insane, so I'm not going to mention names, but there was a person that I knew that came to me at one point, they were sleeping with a narcissist, and her game with this narcissist was trying to get him to pay for her house. She's a narcissist herself. She was narcissistic herself, and she got men always paid for everything for her. Got her cars, paid her bills, got her places. She had an apartment that she didn't pay any rent on, that was on her estranged husband's credit, and stayed for as long as she possibly could. Meanwhile, baby daddy number one was in the other room with her oldest son. And the living room was for the daughter and a rotation of whoever was living there. Occasionally was baby daddy number two, which was the estranged husband. And she would get off on bringing men over and over into her room and having crazy loud sex right next to baby daddy number one, her oldest son, and like I said, sometimes the estranged husband who was ill and sleeping in the living room. She eventually got to a point where karma caught up and she lost the place because she wasn't paying for anything. And then she's with this other guy who's a overt narcissist, and she's smarter than that narc. trying to get him to buy her a house. Instead, she was relegated to getting a room in the same house that he was in, which he didn't even own that house. It's owned by a family member. Not paying for nothing. That's how these narcs are. And had relegated herself to being in this other room. And when she would go to work, or she would, go triangulate and go get money from somebody else, sex adulation, supply, whatever it is, he was doing the same thing. He was sleeping with other people, triangulating her, literally staying in 2 different rooms. So when you're in close quarters and it's a very toxic relationship, especially if it's like 2 narcissistic people, but if you are in a relationship with another narc, they want to keep you separated. And the reason they keep you separated in another room is because it's a point of devaluation. They want to keep you devalued. They want you to feel like you're not close. You're not getting anything. There's no closeness. Sex is probably out the window at that point. Who knows? But it's about the narcissist putting you in your place, letting you know you're my primary, secondary supply. You're the supply that I have when I want it. Go to your room, and creates the illusion of we sleep in different rooms because we're just roommates, or because they're a cheater, she or he has nowhere to go. Whatever story the narcissist wants to come up with in order to keep a steady stream of new supply or a rotation of other secondary and tertiary supplies through a house. Narcissists, they're liars. They live in a world of delusion, and they don't value anyone but themselves, their needs and their wants. So it is nothing. Like, if you get to a point, and I mean, some people go through this. I've heard stories. I'm currently coaching a couple people. And it's very difficult to hear these stories about a narc who stays in, yeah, right. It isn't, listen, Purple, it is a Jerry Springer show. It is a Jerry, I was in one. I'm sorry to say, I was a bitch for a little while. I was a supply for a little while. And so, but it is a Jerry Springer show. And if you have damaged people who are not trying to heal, especially if they're like in the cluster B personality disorder wheelhouse, they thrive off that drama. They thrive off of the devaluation, the abandonment, the anxious attachment. They thrive off of the lies. They thrive off of like all of the craziness that's created. And the back and forth. They love it. Like, it's unregulated, emotionally unregulated people want to live in a chaotic environment. And that is what they do. So yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you guys, it is crazy to me when I hear stories about, it's crazy when I hear stories about side bitches fighting for dominance, and then have to recognize that after a fashion, I was also like that. I was a side bitch fighting for dominance. To understand that about ourselves and what we go through is just like, you have to accept it, right? You got to accept it in order to change. Because it didn't matter for myself. It didn't matter how much I proved myself, how much I paid, how much time I spent, supportive I was. None of these things matter. The only thing the narcissist wanted was for me to fight other men for her attention. And she had no intention whatsoever on giving any one of those men her full attention. To when I'm coaching other people, to hear them going through the same thing and just being in this rotation of perpetual side pieces, fighting for dominance around this despicable person who is not honorable, not faithful, not clean. If you're a semantic narcissist sleeping around, you ain't clean. I feel like you don't value yourself. And to hear that, to hear that rotation is just, it's a Jerry Springer show. It absolutely is. It's you said it very well. Let's go back and talk. Iman says, let it be. Don't waste time exposing them. In time, others will see them for the monsters they are. And I had to learn that myself. The only time that I hit back is when I need to. Oh shit! There be rogues here. Hold on, y'all. There be rogues here. There's Pickle Trunk. What's going on?
I just wanted to show up in case you needed someone to bounce off of.
Oh, naturally, I was doing all right. I was bouncing off the chat.
Then I'll leave.
That. I mean, you don't have to. You're here now.
I don't know. I feel unwelcome now.
No, you're being solid. Thank you for being here. We were just talking about dealing with toxic people, narcissistic personalities. Iman says, don't just let it be. Don't take time. Don't waste time exposing them. Others will see who they are or the monsters they are in time. When it comes to dealing with a toxic person, a narcissistic, a liar, someone who thrives on negative fuel, or thrives on chaos. I mean, walking away is the best option. Would you agree with that?
Yes. See, look, I give you so much.
You did. You gave me a lot.
The thing is, I hang around you, but I've never gone through this stuff, really.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you have not. I am so glad you have not. But any information that you could give as a neuronormal person, neuronormative.
That's debatable. Talk to other people who know me very well.
Joshua says they want to point the finger and say, "I told you he's nuts." Absolutely, that happens to me over and over again. When you give them attention, when you give them an emotional reaction or reactive abuse, however you want to put it, to their craziness, they will take the texts, they will take messages, they will take anything that you say, and they will frame it as them being a victim. They will frame it as you are the problems. It's you, right, Josh? It's used to validate their story or their version of you, which is is what it is.
Yeah, they wind you up. It is a trap.
Absolutely, and that's why going no contact is the way to go. Like just not talking to not arguing with toxic people.
There you
go. Well, in a way, Mr. Tickle Trunk, you have dealt with these types. Have you ever gotten into an argument on social media with an extremist or a weirdo, a Disney Star Wars fan, for instance?
No. I stopped arguing online 10 years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
See, he went no contact with the world.
Yeah, and oh shoot, who was this? Who said? I don't remember who said it, but I do the same thing. They basically just tell them that, be like, "I love you," and they don't know what to do after disagreeing with you because they're emotional and they're expecting the opposite reaction. It breaks their brain, and they just leave you alone. It's amazing. You don't have to argue with people online. I love it.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start doing that too. Let's see. They go after your person. Absolutely. We saw that. Mike Tickle Trunk was here. Tickle Trunk. Remember? I had a girlfriend in chat this past week. Yeah. And what happened when my girlfriend was in the chat this week?
Oh, your ex was going after her.
Was she? Oh, so Narc X came into the chat. And what was
correct,
Narc X saying?
Yes. I don't remember because I banned the shit out of her and just ignored it.
Apparently, she called the girl I was seeing a narcissist because she didn't believe her lies. I know that happened.
Yes, and she showed up with a copy of your name, which is rather rich. So she's the one that follows you around and talks crap. You don't do that to her. She's the one who copies your name. She's the one that looks where you are and goes crazy, and you're the narc.
Yes, that's the story.
You'll love it. Not projection at all. Not at all.
No. But thank you for being here and blocking. Thank you because I couldn't see her. She had muted me in the chat, in the YouTube chat, so I couldn't see her.
Yeah.
So she was just coming in and saying whatever she wanted. I literally on StreamYard and on my phone, like I was looking, I could not see it. I thought the girl, Devin, I thought that she was like just going wreck and bringing up her name and talking. I was like, yo, we don't mention names here. We don't do that. Like, what are you doing?
Meanwhile, she was like right below her.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Thank you though, man. I appreciate you coming in and blocking and playing safety for me. Ruth says, hi, Steven. How are things doing? Hope you're well. I'm doing really well, Ruth. I'm doing pretty damn good.
How are you, darling? Not how are you doing? How are you, darling?
How are you, darling? You know, that's because that's my Ruthie. I'm sorry. Hi, I'm doing well, sweetheart. Good to see you. We are covering Jesse tonight. We're going to go over another video in a moment. I just want to get to a few chats and kind of reviewing this with the chat. And my boy Tickle Trunk showed up. Purple Roses Rain says, hello, first time here. I've seen tons of your YouTube shorts. Very helpful. Thank you very much, Purple Roses Rain. It is because of you and others that I have gotten as far as I have. We rise together. We look out for one another, and I appreciate your support. It's been a long road, as I'm sure you understand. And she also said earlier, it sounds like the Jerry Springer would love this on his show. Absolutely, like herding cattle. Yeah. My MC Mike does says Lodanis was a bouncer. No, I wasn't a bouncer. I was bouncing. I'll tell you that. I mean, you know, she goes, I got 36 years under my belt. 36 years, sweetheart. Jeez. That is a long time to deal with a hoovering hobgoblin. I mean, God's bless you, honey. God's bless you. She goes, when I was 47, when I heard the word narcissist, now I'm 54, and it's still hard to grasp. It is. We're going to, at some point, I'm going to be doing a live stream, I think, tomorrow, and I'm going to be going over a video that I found that my friend Red Gaze. Guys, please support Red Gaze on YouTube. Check out him and his girlfriend Miriam Nova, wonderful artists and creators. Red Gaze shared a video about what was it called? It was about the world becoming a cluster B society. And I'm gonna show that tomorrow and break that down. It was very interesting. It was talking about the people in politics, people that we adulate in social media since the advent of social media personalities, and how narcissism is on the rise, as well as psychopathy, histrionics, borderline personality disorder. It's a crazy nuts funnel of people who get because social media is built for those types of personalities. They need external validation. They need other people to tell them that they're good people or tell them that they want to be them. So social media is built for that.
Social media changes you. And it's built
change you.
It's built to make you more emotional because you share things more. And that's more ad revenue for social media websites. So their algorithm's actually built to turn you into like a cluster B person in a way. There's actually a lot of people I follow that are starting to talk about this because neuroscience and things like that are like a hobby of mine.
Oh, really?
Yes. And the funny thing is, the people in our circles, some of them have been mentioning it long before any of them have.
I'm glad to see that. I sometimes look too far into some things. Maybe no. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah.
No, we all do that though, honestly.
But so when I see like I saw General Zod started talking about narcissists. Teresa Martin does some videos on narcissism. I think that Sir Talks a Lot was talking kind of about cluster B stuff and mental health. And I see the people that were adjacent to me or, oh, he disappeared. People that were adjacent to me that are talking about these things in the wheelhouse that I used to operate in. Tickle Drug will be back in a minute. Before that, oh, here he is. Yeah, so I've seen others talking about it. Now, of course, I've gone through heavy smear campaigns online in those areas. So,
oh yes,
defensively, I think are they trying to call me a narc too? But the truth of it is, the more people that are talking about narcissism and make narcissistic awareness and cluster B personality disorders themselves, that's a good thing. That's a positive thing, So I kind of relegated myself going, you know what, even if so-and-so is doing this just to go, Steve doesn't pray the right way. I do. And he's a narcissist because I pray the right way. And so we're going to talk about narcissism, but we're not going to mention him because he doesn't pray the right way.
I hate that stuff.
Oh, man. I've dealt with that so much, brother. I've dealt with it so much. Purple says, my downfall is trying not to respond. I have yet to master it. Yeah, me too. Have you seen this channel, Purple Ring? Like I said, go back earlier about 20 minutes ago in the stream, and I was discussing it with another person, and I said about feeding negative fuel, right? So I do mention NarcX. She does watch this channel, her and her rainbow dragon and her flying monkeys. And when I do talk about them, or one of them, I am exposing something that they have done. I am poisoning the negative fuel. I am calling them out for who they are. And so that is usually that's how I've dealt with it. And I hope that one day I get to be like Jesse and he don't even mention it. Well, I don't even know who Jesse's narc ex is. You know, he doesn't talk about it. Tamilia Moore is in the chat. What's up, Tamilia? Or Tamla, I'm sorry. She says, most high and unstoppable. Hail, sister. And Lizzie is in the chat real quick. Lizzie says, why they're dodging you out and dragging your name and will tell you it's your fault. If I can control other people's bodies, I would be a millionaire. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Mike Does says, you're not allowed to be yourself, but they will blame that on you and say that you don't allow them. Absolutely, sir. And one more before we move on. Says that Kevin says social media changes you and encourages narcissism. It absolutely does. Absolutely. Let's move on and watch another one of Jesse's videos and have a conversation. Let's see. Here we go.
That music festival was life-changing. Kind of like Santana concerts. Man, that's a movement. Santana, come on. Will name their kid Apple Moonbeam. That's a future pole dancer right there. Apple Moonbeam. R2D2. R2D2 has a sibling that is way cooler than them. I can't recall the venue. Not one. Nope. Not a one. Can't help but speak without thinking.
I don't even know where to go with that, Jess. We're going to go to another one. Hold on. Here we go.
Nay, nay. Obedience. Walking in truth. And living this existence as foreigners. You're just passing through. Delivering truth, and by actions, teaching the wounded warriors that there is a better life. You'll be ridiculed for it, tormented, stalked, and hoovered, because evil is what evil does. They can't help it, because they made their choice. And they've relegated their mind to this understanding. They've gone too far to turn back. Nay, nay.
Oh, man. Truth, actions versus words. That's a very good topic. Hold on 1 second. That is a very good topic, Jesse. When it comes to living in, I guess what you would call your truth, which is subjective, but living your best life and being the best version of yourself will get you ridiculed, especially by toxic people who have tried to hold you down. If you have been through a public smear campaign, if you have dealt with people who never liked you in the first place, who supported the narcissist just because they didn't like you, you didn't have the right opinions, you didn't vote the right way, you didn't pray the right way, you said something that affected someone's fragile manginal fifis at some point. When people have already haters gathered together and they see you getting attacked or smear campaigned by a narcissist, they will jump into the fray. People who have pretended to be your friends for the longest time when they could get something from you, when they could use you, when they could build themselves, their character, their own self-identity, their fragile identity, when they could get something from you, and they see you go through narcissistic abuse, they will attack you and smear you as well. They will gather together. They will gather your enemies. Narcissists will gather your enemies. They will work in proxy on the sidelines, away from the narc, but working with the narc to destroy your character. Toxic people, narcissistic people, selfish people will absolutely add into that smear campaign. And what they all can't stand, brothers and sisters, what they all can't deal with is seeing you rise. It's seeing you be the best version of yourself, loving yourself, being a better person, a friend to yourself, putting up strong boundaries and not taking all the nonsense anymore. Being subject to their ridicule, but not allowing it to affect you. Walking in strength, in knowledge, being stoic. Confidence is something that offends weak people. Your confidence in yourself, your projection of strength, your inner light is something that will dim a toxic person's because they need external validation. They need energy from an outside source. They need a clique of people to co-sign to their narrative. They need others to believe their lies, to enable them. They need that because they don't have the strength to walk on their own. You do. And as you heal from narcissistic abuse, as you heal from dealing with these hoovering hobgoblins, it is going to offend every single person who came at your name, reputation, and character while you were being abused. They absolutely will. They're going to point the finger at you, and they're going to come even harder at you because the tricks that they had used in the past to destroy your character, to make you feel lesser than, to isolate you from opportunities, to paint you in a certain light while you were going through an insanely abusive situation, trying to fix or find yourself or get away from it. They saw how much their proxy wars, their lies, their smear campaigns affected you, whether it was direct or indirect. And when you find your strength again, when you become whole, when you find your inner light, when you become confident in who you are, when you know your worth, love yourself, they can't stand that. It's going to make them crazy. They're going to kick the smear campaigns up into another level until they realize that they are defeated. And toxic people who operate in those ways, they're defeated from the jump. That's why they attack others. That's why they go after others. It's why they collect crews of people to reinforce their narrative against you, against anyone else that they target for their harassments, for their smears. As you heal and grow better and grow stronger and love yourself, they can't stand that. As you began to shine brighter, or as bright as you did under the initial attack, that's an offense to them. Every mangina, every hateful old biddy, every slag, it is a complete offense to them. So you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to deal with it throughout your life, brothers and sisters. It's not over. When you heal from that narcissist, when you can recognize them and see toxic behaviors, and you recognize red flags, when you pay attention to actions, not words. A person can talk all day long. What do their actions speak? When you recognize these things and you are a stronger person, you will absolutely come under more attack from those that wanted to see you stay down. They can't believe you're still alive. They can't believe you made it through. And it's not your weaknesses, it's their weaknesses. They're projecting it. Toxic people project their insecurities and their ills upon you. And they have to collect crews in order to facilitate their warped worldview, their narrative about who you are. Is there nothing more weak than that? Expect it as you move forward in life, as you better yourself, as you continue on. And eventually some of those toxic people are going to be defeated. They're going to feel defeated. They're not going to be able to move forward. They're not going to be able to help themselves. They're not going to be able to derive any fuel from you because they see in you, any toxic person, any insecure person, they see it, a mirror in you. If you are strong and have competent boundaries, self-worth, that mirror shows them how empty they are, how insecure they are. And they can't stand that. That is why going no contact. And if you can't go no contact, gray rocking, but shining to the best version of yourself, being happy for you, not for anything else, not for an illusion. We are not illusionists here. We are honest. We are truthful. We believe in ourselves. Shining brightly for you will cast those shadows aside, cast them away. You will always come across people in this life, especially in this emergent cluster B ill society, that's social media, and the propagation of selfishness as some type of virtue has been instilled. But shining brightly and having confidence, believing in yourself, that will cast away every shadow that comes your way. Be true to yourself, brothers and sisters. All right, let's go through a couple more. Dana says, when you know you're dealing with a narcissist, control is fuel. Control is fuel. You take that control away by being yourself, by not reacting, but responding when you have to. And that response can be, I don't give a shit about you. Narcissists can't stand that. Toxic people cannot stand that. Belief in yourself and you just not caring about these manginas and slags. They can't stand that. Josh says, he agrees with Dana. What's up, Rooster? Rooster says, mine smashed my mailbox 4 times last year, but I'm the problem for going no contact. First time was the day after I told them never to come back, and they couldn't even wait. Rooster, I've been no contact for months now. I get it. Narc spread rumors, going to live streams, talk shit, collecting enemies, flagging my channel, came into my chat to harass people. I care about you. Smack, smack, smack. Toxic nets, Rooster. And of course you're the problem, right? You're the problem. You don't want to deal with their craziness. You don't want to deal with their lies, their bullshit, their insane, their insaneness, their insanity, but it's your fault. You're the problem. They don't want to fix themselves, but you're the problem. They don't want to tell the truth and be loyal, but it's your problem. They don't want to fix their lies, but you're the problem. And you're the narcissist, right, Rooster? You're the narcissist. The one thing that I love from these narcs, one thing I love from narcissistic people, toxic individuals, selfish, it's unworthy people, is how quick they will point the finger at you and call you who they are. We see this all the time in toxic circles, toxic groups all over, whether they're in entertainments or politics, which is what I do on my other channel, Author Stephen Walton. Guys, please subscribe to Author Stephen Walton. You see them, they project all of their ills upon. They can't help themselves. They're never the problem, Rooster. They can smear your name, attack your character, spread lies about you. They can stalk you, but you're the one doing it. But it's your fault. You're the problem. It's an insane cycle. It is a completely insane cycle. Oh, Janet from another planet, fellow survivor and thriver. Good to see you, Janet. Thank you so much. Guys, please subscribe. Janet, if you share a link out to your channel, please. Please follow Janet. She hangs out with some of the best people in this indie sphere. Some of the best people on YouTube. Wonderful, loving, good people. Like Bruce Lombardo, my OG TFM chat brethren. Good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Ruth says, mine threw rubbish all over my front and I didn't even say, after I didn't speak to the neighbors. Ruth, but you're the problem, right, Ruth? A narcissist can straight up walk up to your front door and take a dump on your doorstep. It's your fault. You're the sick one. You're the problem. You're stalking them. It's fucking nuts how it's nuts how these people are. Yeah. What? Yeah, I know. See, and that's negative, right? And I got Lizzie. I'm gonna get to a point where I stop talking about Rainbow Dragon. I'm gonna stop. I'm saying, God, listen, my ladies out there. All right, if your narcissist has mommy issues and puts his hands on you, very abusive, and then asks you to throw a strap on in his pooper, he's actually gay. Okay, he's actually gay. That's why he hates you. That's why he hates women. He hates women because he's actually trying to hide the fact. And narcissists, semantic narcissists who do that, Male narcs, semantic male narcs who do that, don't admit that they're bisexual. In truth, bisexual, probably. But they don't admit that because it gives them negative fuel. They get to despise themselves. They get to hide that from other people. They get to attack others for pointing out what they actually are. They get to loathe themselves and create even more power, external power, by attacking anyone who points out that they're, putting things up their ass, and they hate that. So yeah, that's I got to stop. Brandon, I got to stop. Iman says, I thought it was Moonbeam while I tried to figure out what was going on. I thought it was a Moonbeam. It might be. It's all right, Iman. If you're a Moonbeam, just shine like a beam. It's okay. Accept yourself. All right. You want to get on a poll? I'll throw you some dollars. Joshua says we're just passing through Satan's playground. Sometimes. Scott Clark. I wish Scott was here because Scott would tell you about satanic personality disorder. Scott Clark runs 2 channels. One is Going No Contact, Narcissistic Abuse Awareness, which is in the description. And he also runs another channel under his name, Scott Clark, where he talks about Christianity, Christian histories, Christian timelines, biblical topics. And one of the things that he says is like Satan is the ultimate narcissist. So it's odd. I mean, isn't it? It's kind of true. The way that he puts it, I wish Scotty was here. I'm not a Christian, but the way that he puts it, it makes so much sense to me. What's up, man? Thank you so much. Sorry, brother. LOL, not my day. No, it's all good. Do me a favor, Mr. Tickle Trunk, though. If you can, in Rogue Chat, put out some, we want to talk about some ideas for next week's show on author Stephen Walton for Rogue Entertainment. Let us know, man. I'd like to have everybody there. Tina, everybody. Ruth said, and thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Much love to you. Ruth says, I have to move because of him. Well, you got to move. Then you got to move. Narc Hammer right now is moving to get away. Like sometimes it's a shame what we have to do. Right? We're the problem. We're the narcissists, right? We're the issue. We're the liars and the manipulators and the stalkers and we're right. But we have to jump through hoops, go through these extra links to heal from the abuse that we went through and to put up barriers, even having to move to get away from these people. Moonbo says people are followers, and that's why you've got to be a leader, Moonbo. That's why you've got to be a leader. It is so very important. Toxic people are followers. Weak people are followers. Brian says, good evening, Dragonstone. I watch your channel a lot. I think you have valuable information. I went through a reverse discard a few months back. And have been like a disciplined soldier, no contact. Brian, you're my hero. Brian, you are my hero. Good for you, man. Good for you. Let me find a clip for you. That is a beautiful thing to hear. Let me see some clip. Here we go.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Whipping it out, bro. Don't take it. Do not kneel. Do not kneel for stinky eel. Do not kneel for a narcissist. Brian, good to hear you, man. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate your support. You guys in the chat have supported me and helped me through my healing journey just as much as I've helped anyone. And honestly, this is why we are covering, we're going to go back and do another video from Jesse. This is why we're talking about Narcissist Chronicles. Because if it was not for those making content on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and other platforms helping to give me the education that I needed, and the confidence and understanding that I needed in order to heal from a destructive relationship with a narcopath, then I might not be here. I don't know how much this affects others, but I was suicidal for a time. I have no problem saying that anymore. I used to feel weak saying that, but no, I survived that. If you get driven, my brother, if you get driven down to your lowest possible point and you continue on and you thrive and you push forward, you're a soldier. You're a warrior. And thank you so much for being here and being a part of the Dragonstorm community. Do not give them your life. Absolutely. Do not. And Janet is out there rebuilding hers. Janet, probably one of the most pleasant women that I have gotten to know on YouTube. Beautiful. Exquisitely beautiful one. makes fun, light content, reviews movies, and just always has a good time with others. Janet is an example. Guys, please subscribe to Janet from Another Planet. If you guys could throw out a link for her channel, I appreciate it. Janet's an example of a beautiful, light, wonderful person whose compassion was taken advantage of, who was used by one of these demons. And it's a testimony to all of us, people like Brian, people like Josh, and people, everyone here. Roman, going to talk to Roman here in a minute. Good to see you, brother. Everyone here who has been through these destructive family dynamics, toxic friendships and relationships with these selfish types who lie and cheat and destroy and want to assassinate your character and take that light from you. The fact that we have survived and we have shined brighter as people is a testament to our strength. And others need us. Others need that example. Lead by example, brothers and sisters. When you heal, when you love and you know yourself and you continue on, be that example. All right. And because there are people out there who have no idea what narcissistic abuse is. There are people out there who wholeheartedly refuse to even understand it. They think you just went through a normal breakup. You just think you're heartbroken and you're emotionally unregulated. They have no idea. And to a point, thank God they have no idea. Thank God they've never dealt with one of these people or knowingly dealt with one of these types of people. Well, for those of us who have been through it, it is so important for us to help each other, to guide, to be the strength, to be that light for one another, and to continue to be positive. Believe in yourself. Leading by example is so wonderful. It is so important. It is so important. Every person in this chat is a fighter. Every one of you is a warrior. And I'm proud to be standing on the battlefield of life with y'all. Roman, the Empire. Hail, brother. I'm going to have Roman on a show here come up. Janet, why don't you come up? If you ever feel like talking about this, come up and hang out sometime. Roman of the Empire's here. And F these narcs. Roman understands. He dealt with family dynamic with a narcissistic, with narcissists. There's somebody knocking at my damn family dynamic with narcissists. And just as I have, as people like Tina Bojan, West Moody Webcast, and a few others in our community. Let's see. Tim's Talk has also dealt with a narcissist as a survivor of a narcissistic relationship. Guys, please subscribe to Tim's Talk. Please check out Roman of the Empire. Roman, please put a link out for your channel. And guys, subscribe and support our fellow survivors and thrivers of narcissistic abuse. Right. Let me see. Jay says, I'm leaving him alone. Good. As of last week, I deleted my social media accounts and have gone dark. It's been a week and no more fuel for this demon. It hurts, but it also hurts chasing. For accountability. Listen, you're not going to get accountability from a narcissist. You're not going to get that. They take no accountability. This is why they destroy others. This is why they lie. It's why they gather groups of people to smear your name and character, because they cannot and will not take any accountability for what they have done. You know what you do? What you do, hon, is you take accountability for yourself. The healing process, as I have gone through it, as I understand it, and I believe is healthy, is understanding who you are, what your damages were, what your unresolved issues were, strengthening your boundaries, understanding yourself, taking accountability for your own actions. You have to remember, there's a reason that we ignored the red flags. There were reasons that we chose to love someone else who was hurting us more than we loved ourselves. And that's because we had issues within us. And we need to face those things and forgive ourselves. Jay, forgive yourself. You really have to. And you make that forgiveness matter by doing the work and not allowing yourself to be used like that again. Not allowing yourself to be a doormat. Being a friend to you. That is what makes that forgiveness matter. The accountability comes from you. One of the things that I think narcs do to us is they try and spread their pain. They try and make us like them, feel defeated, go after, be vengeful, need external validation, need someone else to tell us who we are and what we are. And that's not who we are. We are strong, bright lights in the darkness of the world. You are a strong, blazing, beautiful, bright light in the darkness of the world. And because of that fact, darkness came after you. Remember, God, the gods, the lady, however you see it, whoever you connect to source, challenges you to make you stronger, challenges you to make you a better version of yourself. You accept this challenge and take accountability for who you are and come out of this stronger and being a better person than you've ever been. And you will win. I guarantee you. And absolutely, actions speak louder than words. Let's go back and take a look at another video from Jesse. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's go back. All right. Let's go down a little further, shall we? Oh, wait, here we go.
Narcissists hate sick people. Look, generally, narcissists want to be served, not be of service. So if you can't provide them the validation and the attention and the service that they require, well then to them, that's breach of contract, because you see, every relationship is a transaction. It's transactional relationships. And the way they see it, you ain't meeting your end of the bargain, because you're supposed to always be of service. They're just supposed to have the handout. You feel me? So sickly people aren't pursued by narcissists. Well, get this, as reverse narcology, this plays right into your hand. Become very sickly and watch them run.
Ain't that the truth of it? Ain't that the truth of it? What happened when you were ill? Let's go to illness, right? When the narc is sick, what do they expect? Hand and foot to be taken care of. You were ill, they take care of you? No. The only time a narcissist will do something like that is if they need to put up a facade, if they need to show other people, I'm really compassionate, I'm the gut button. That's the only time that they do it. You are a burden to a narcissist if you cannot provide. How many times a narc asks you for a handout? How many times a narc need help with the bill? How many times did a narc need help with food, with something they wanted, with money, anything to do with money? They came with their hands out. But what happened when you needed help? They disappeared. All of a sudden, they ain't answering their text. You're left unread. They're not answering the phone. Or, of course, the discard happens because now you've been drained. Now you've been drained. They're going to discard you, leave you on a timeout, ghost you, and go get from another supply. Another supply got money. A narcissist is always looking for fuel from you. If you can't provide them fuel, that's why they leave you when you're at your lowest, when you are just a mess, a crying, emotional, distraught mess. Well, they love seeing you like that, but they also need you to love bomb them. They need you to love that, love on them. So if you're unable to do that, what are they going to do? Well, they're going to ghost you. They're going to ghost you. You're not providing for them. You're not providing for the narc. And that's all they want. They want from you. They take from you. They are vampires. If you can't sustain that external value, if you can't sustain their narcissistic shell, then you are no longer a valid source of energy. You are a broken it or thing, an object, a tool. And so they're going to run. They're going to run and find somebody else that's going to help them. That's going to feed into their narrative. That's going to support them. Narcissist, the first person who's going to leave you. I'm just finding stuff out about my family. Like I've actually been talking with my father a lot about family history because, as I've said before, father can be narcissistic, but he can also be a loving dude. He's just hurt. And as I've talked to him about my family history, I come to find out that one of my greats was great-grandparents. One of my great-grandparents left my great-grandmother when she came down with cancer. Left her. Got remarried. Let her wither away and die. and then got with another wealthy, selfish woman who then was on his level of selfishness, and together devalued other members of the family. I'll tell y'all, generational trauma is real. And if you discover that there's a trend from parent to grandparent concerning toxic people, you're going to have to be the generation breaker. Shout out to people like Tina Bojan, one of the heroes, a heroic parent out there breaking generational curses, just like I have tried to do and others. Narcissists take from you. They're not trying to give. They love bomb in the beginning. They're going to give a little then. But as soon as you forgive them for cheating, for lying, for stabbing you, as soon as you show compassion and understanding for their intentional slight, their intentional destruction, once you do that, you are a piece of trash. You are weak, horrible trash. How dare you be forgiving? How dare you be accountable? Or how dare you, forgive someone for being a piece of trash? That narc is incapable of doing so, and they see good as evil and evil as good. Everything is 180. Everything is in another direction. That's why you can't get accountability, Jay. That's why you can't get accountability from a narc, because accountability is a decent virtue. It is a decent way of being. And to a narcissist, that is evil. Evil is good. Good is evil. Satanic personality disorder. If you cannot provide for a narc, then they are going to skip town. They are going to run. They are not taking any accountability for anything that they have done. They are not going to be there when you need them the most. That's a red flag that we really, that was hard for me to get over. I gave and gave and gave. I paid bills. I watched kids, took the kids out, bought them stuff, bought food. Bought her a car. You know what she did with that car? She used it to cheat on me. What did she do with the bill money that I gave her? It may have went to bills, but it went up her nose. And when I needed help, when I needed her to return those favors, nowhere to be found. Ghosted me, smear campaigned me, gathered my enemies, did videos about how I'm the bad guy, did live streams about how I'm the bad guy, never taking any accountability, never reciprocating. This is what narcissists do. It's your fault for everything. You are the narcissist. You are the toxic person because you are the victim. They will never be there to support you and help you. Rose Rooster says, and I had, let me go back, wait. I had to join right after high school because they kicked me out after, you know what? I think there was another message up here. Hold on. Here we go. My sibling once accused me of abandoning them, being a single parent. Guess where I was? Off in Afghanistan. Oh, my Lord. Oh, thank you very much for your service, Rooster. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In Afghanistan. Wow. Right. So you were off fighting for your country. You were off in the military. You were off doing those things, and you're the bad guy. That's insane. Your sibling. So I'm assuming you're the black sheep in your family dynamic, and the sibling is the golden child. And I had to join right out of high school because they kicked me out after a month of filling out applications and nobody called yet. Well, appreciate you doing that. How long were you in the military for? My son's National Guard. So, God bless the troops. Thank you very much. Izzy says, when I was sick, I had to go to the doctor for my back. He stole my jewelry, trying to convince me I lost it at the hospital, but he had my property while I was getting my CT scan. They are trash. Absolutely trash. Yeah, right. I understand, Lizzie. Jesus. While you're in the hospital stealing it. Listen. I was taking care of a narc because she was she didn't know what was wrong with her. She refused to go to the hospital. I was helping her for Left straight from a job in Virginia, went to her house, stayed with her all weekend to take care of her. Finally convinced her to go to the hospital. She told me that she had to go to the hospital using her drug dealer, aka ex-boyfriend, whom she side bitched for because he had a wife, because it would hurt his feelings if she didn't go with him. While she was in the hospital, I went every night to see what was going on. She needed to have an operation because she had ectopic pregnancy. And there was dudes rotated, not me, but other dudes that were rotated through this hospital. And the reason was she didn't know who the father was. I'm talking about popping Plan Bs like they're freaking peasants. That was the history. When I finally got up there to see her, she was crushing cocaine on the dinner tray. That's how bad it was. Talk about ignoring red flags, y'all. Just saying. I was a loyal fool. These narcs do not care how long you've been there, how much you've helped them, and what you've done for them. They are addictive personalities. They only care about themselves. And they only care about keep sustaining a narrative. The guy who literally stayed with her all weekend and helped her while she was in pain, in distress, was the last person allowed up into the hospital room to see that, which was crazy. Because the rotations of supplies that she had were so great that there were multiple men coming through that room. This is the story of a narcissist, just like yours. Literally taking things from you when you're at your weakest and in the most of need. No appreciation for who you are as a person. No love, no respect, no accountability. Just moving on to the next instance. What does the narcissist need? It is a Jerry Springer show that we have all been involved in. It is so important, guys. I feel healed. I feel healed. But I am not invulnerable to being lied to. But at this point in my growth, I recognize words and I watch actions. We have to, all of us, no matter how lonely we are, how much we miss someone, how low we may feel at a time, do not allow ourselves to let a person like this, back in our lives. Excuse me. You have to make a person prove who they are. You have to. And if you're you got to take a chance too. You also got to take a chance in this world. Sometimes you just have to hope that your intuition's right, or that a person you are putting faith or stock into is not going to stab you. But they might. They might lie. They might be selfish. You might find out they're narcissistic. You might find out you've been bamboozled again by another fake ass liar. But recognizing it quickly, instilling those boundaries, and not taking anyone back who is capable of doing the things that we have been put through, that Rooster's been put through, Lizzie has been put through, that I have been put through, Josh, everyone else in the chat. This is what makes us stronger. Like I said, you're not going to avoid these people in your life. They're still going to come through. But recognizing their behaviors, knowing your strengths, holding strong boundaries, these things will protect us. Oh, Lizzie, I'm sorry you went through that, sweetheart. That is just fucking insane. That is insane. All right. One of you talk crap about the other person nonstop on live streams. Now that you're out and you're finally talking about that person and don't ever say their name, easy to spot which is the narc. Oh yeah, well, lives off of it, and all of her friends, some of them still probably show clips of us together. Some of them poke at her or try and ask questions, and she's all about that. Yes, but the story, Mr. Tickle Trunk, will always be, I'm the bad person, I'm the narc. The story will always be, I'm the stalking, I'm the horrible person. That this is what narcissists do. This is how they are. And that name change will never happen, because in our indie sphere, as far as what I went through with NarcX, her only claim to any type of fame other than talking about sex, because that's all she does is talk about sex and try to turn guys gay, is to talk about me. Our only source of validation. Eventually that will go away. Yep, you're the bad guy, and you're the black sheep and middle child, triangulated. Which parent was the narcissist? Which one was the enabler? Or were they both narcs? Brewster. That's so hard to go through. I was kind of triangulated. I was taught love bomb evaluation by dad. It's very strange. The reason why I actually I figured out through therapy. The reason that I look for selfish, narcissistic type women is because of my mother. I have mommy and daddy issues. My mommy, daddy issues. My parent issues. So, man, I feel for all my brothers and sisters out there who have been through toxic family dynamics. I feel for you. And you don't even want to talk about me. I still do, but only as examples. And now and again I throw some singers. I was on Snow Dove's channel the other week, and we were doing one of her flying monkeys came through, and the entire stream, the entire live stream, he was in that chat going, Steve's the narc, Steve's the narcissist, Steve's the narcissist. Steve, that's all he was doing. And it's just like, it's sad. It's sad when the flying monkeys, toxic people, narcissistic people, who just like they're Riri's in an avatar, just waving their hands in the air. Look at me, give me attention. It's sad. It's like, it's really that sad that the only time that you have is to harass and go after somebody. It's a sad individual. Imagine living that life. Bro. Let's see. Roman says, I haven't spoken to that bitch that birthed me. I guess narcissistic mom we're talking about. Not once. She tries to find ways through email, YouTube, letters from random weirdos, but nothing. Good for you, Roman. Good for you. I gotta get Tina up here sometime because her mom's a narcissist. And she was talking about how she has to gray rock, her mom. She still interacts with her. But if you can, stop it. Like, I really love Roman. Like, Roman came on the stream a few weeks ago. I got to have him back on because Roman and I I understand where he's coming from. Because like I said, my father was narcissistic. And so I've had to recognize, like you've had to recognize, the way we were formed as people, the way that we were like conditioned to be. And my weaknesses when I'm emotionally unregulated. And I become very angry. I can, overly angry. I can fly into narcissistic rage. I absolutely can. Which is why I keep my fifis in check. I keep my fifis in check. I think we were talking, and you're the same way. The what we do as parents, brother, what we do as husbands, boyfriends, spouses, partners, friends to others. But really just in our family unit. By learning ourselves and controlling ourselves, learning about our issues, how we were raised, how we were conditioned, and then controlling that, not passing on pain. That's, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but that's heroic. It is, because you're not passing on pain. You refuse to pass on that pain. And that's a beautiful thing, brother. Man, my love to everybody in the chat, everybody watch this in the future who has had narcissists in your family or those that raised you and got through it and healed yourself, but to this day have to deal with regulating or recognizing your own toxicities or toxic behaviors so you don't pass them on. Let's see. One or two more, and we'll do another video. Kevin says, the ex-narc is probably still sharing pics of me and other supplies of the past to friends and new guys. But honestly, I couldn't give two hoots. Losers need something to gossip about. Dude, I'm preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. Okay. If there is any possible way, Kevin, that your narc ex can use your name, your image, to create a fantasy that they're a victim, and that they're going to do that. If they can use it for a boohoo story, they're going to use it. You're right. Just accept it. You can't give any hoot. You can't care. Anybody who knows you will know you. Anybody who wants to believe lies about you wants to believe those lies, or is completely ignorant of who you are. Stay strong, brother. You know what to do. Kevin, you're a fucking warrior, brother. And one more. Rooster says, I grew up in a system since a couple of months ago, but I definitely had a bunch of narcissistic foster parents that think they love the power of having foster kids. Wow, Rooster. Man, yeah, yeah. And I get you. Thank God you're okay. Like, thank God that you're okay, man. Yes, one of the things that hurt a narcissist that I know, or I did know, was the fact that she was raised by foster parents. Mom was an enabler, dad was a narcissist, and they would collect kids to help them in their criminal schemes. They would use kids in their criminal enterprises, and the girls were used as sex objects, and it really screwed those kids up. It really screwed them. They all have issues. They're all narcissists, or they have sexual disorders. It's evil. Like you survived some evil, Rooster. I'm really proud of you, and I'm so thankful that you're here, man. Working on yourself, be a better friend to yourself, be a better person. Love yourself more than you were ever loved as you were reared. Man, a lot of heroes in the chat tonight. A lot of heroes. Happy to see you guys. Please smash that like button, share out the link. Let's move on and watch another video from Narcissist Chronicles. All right, let's see. Let's pick a good one. Let's see, narcissistic people. Let's see, red flag. Here we go.
Could easily run a marathon right now. That's me. And I can stop halfway, take a smoke break, and still finish.
Is he talking about sex? Hold on now. Hold on. You talking about banging? I don't know. I just got that feeling. I don't know what Jesse talking about. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it.
Is plotting revenge right now. Warriors, they can't help it. They're very bitter. In fact, even in the remarks, the girls catch them. Because if you can't have something good to say or encourage, mentor, elevate, educate, and all you can do is express your bitterness, no one will ever hear it. Yeah. We're going to help you from yourself. Because the tribe has got it like that. See, we don't put respect on disrespect. Could easily.
Hail, brother. We do not put respect on disrespect. Hail, brother. Yes. I love this man. Narcs. Okay, so when you're dealing with a group of toxic individuals, right? Haters, flying monkeys. We're dealing with a lunch table of hateful old biddies, manginas, slags, hateful people. They absolutely love when they're destroying each other or they're all coming together to destroy somebody else. It's not respectable behavior. It's not good behavior. There's no virtues involved. But then again, when you're dealing with these types, Like I said, good is evil, evil is good. But if you are a person who shines, if you shine, if you look out for others, if you're protecting others, if you are standing up for others, if you are leading by example, if you are confident, like I said earlier, that'll piss them off. That'll piss them narcs off. But you will get respect from others. They will see your healing journey. Everybody loves a redemption arc. That's why I watch movies, right? Everybody loves a redemption arc. Leading by example is so very important. But the thing is, guys, this is the thing. We do not want to be narcs. So that respect has to come for yourself, for you. Shining and leading by example, being a good person means being proud, a healthy pride, being proud of your own accomplishments, of your own healing, of what you have been through, of how you have overcome. You do not need external validation. You don't need other people to respect you. You don't need that. But you do need to respect yourself. You know, in the realm of toxicity, whisper networks, smear campaigners, those types of people, do you think they really respect one another? Do you think they really, really respect in what respect is for how much they can hurt another person, how much they can lie about or isolate, destroy a person's character? Do you really think that is respect? No, it's not respect. Because every single person that sits around in a crowd of others who are hateful are always looking over their shoulder. Always. Birds of a feather absolutely flock together. So leading by example as a good person means you will gather others who respect themselves and therefore will respect your leadership qualities, your light, your shine, your love, your compassion, your empathy. And those who believe that good is evil and evil is good will gather together to smear others, to hate others, to create lies, to disparage them, to assassinate character. But they'll always be looking over their shoulder. And they're going to always naturally be self-destructive. We do not respect disrespect. Hell, man, that is one of the most, that's one of the best lines I've heard tonight. We're going to go through one more because we're at the end, and I have done a lot of talking. This show is about Jesse, not me. We're going to try this one.
It drives them crazy. One of the defining features of narcissism is this: a pathological need for admiration and adoration. When you cut them off, it's like a heroin addict losing their dealer. They need a fix. And the drugs that they got in the harem closet ain't but droplets compared to the high they get when with you. It's unlike no other. So the narcissist is going to react by trying to reconnect with you, or send flying monkeys, friends, in-betweens, or try and communicate with a friends list that you kind of forgot about to reach out to you. Because you know they haven't crossed any lines, but you have no idea that they're coming in as an op for another.
Man, I just recently dealt with something like this, to be perfectly honest with you, and it happened to me a few times. There was before NarcX, there were some haters that didn't like me because I didn't have the right opinion or I didn't pray the right way or whatever the reason was. But they would send a mutual friend to talk to me, to assess my thoughts and feelings, to ask me about something. And then sometimes it was about something that other person or those other people had said or done that I didn't even know. To assess engage my reaction to a smear, to a lie. And then just recently, I had one do the same thing. So I had a good friend of mine. I already talked about all. Oops, keep doing that wrong. I haven't really talked about this all too much because I'm not trying to get attention to these negative people, but I had a friend who wasn't my friend that I was helping when I was building Rogue initially, who at some point decided when I was at my weakest, he was going to steal my company and steal all the people that I had worked with and helped to build. He had been for the last year and a half, and he had always been friends with her friends, NarcX's friends, Flying Monkeys. But he really started promoting them and working with them. I mean, to the point where today they actually promote each other. He promotes Narc X and he promotes her friends and those things. But he does it in a way where he doesn't stream with Narc X, but he promotes that crowd. And strangely enough, in that crowd are also the people that used to smear me from years ago. Narc X uses not only her flying monkeys, but also uses people whom I had fallen out with or had never been my friend in order to try and irritate me, get back into my life. Narcissists will do this. They need your attention. They need to feel like they're in battle with you, that they're getting something from you, some type of supply from you. So my ex-friend has put himself in a position where he collected all of my old friends, well, most of them, so it's not most, some of them, swears that he has nothing to do with the smear campaigns, but yet actively is engaged with those smear campaigns, and promotes those who smear me. That is a narcissistic friend. That's a narcissist. Absolutely, this guy's a narcissist. Covert person. And when people have to attack you in such a way that they use others to shield themselves, and at the same time smear your name, promote others who smear your name, that is the weakest of the weak. You got to pity some of these people for how weak they are. Not up the gut, not up front, not to your face. Covert, cowardly, smeared, in the side, in the cut. That's what Tommy is. Narc X uses Tom and her flying monkeys to come at. You will never, unless bring back dueling, unless we stand shoulder to shoulder, locked and loaded with love, and watch the dark light leave their black eyes. Until there are laws in place that these people can be held accountable for the stalking, the smearing, the destruction that they cause in other people's lives. The only thing you can really do is be no contact and ignore as much as you can. And you have to understand that taking that, it's kind of passive. It's kind of a passive defense. It's difficult for me. It was for so long, it's been difficult for me to grasp the concept of not punching a bully in the nose. But punching the bully in the nose gives them what they want, attention. It gives them energy. It gives them fuel. It continues a conflict. It continues the idea that they feel as though they have control over you. And they will go through proxy wars. They will go through fake friends. They will go through family. They will go through any avenue possible, especially when you've walked away, don't care about them, see them for who they are, not taking them back, not dealing with them anymore. They're going to use every avenue possible to try and be involved in your life, while at the same time pointing the finger at you. You're the problem. You're the narcissist. They're the victim. This is what they do. And it's maddening to an extent. Just tonight, some of you have talked about, you had to move, you've had to leave. Sometimes you got to move. Sometimes you have to isolate. Sometimes you cut everybody out and completely restrewn your social circle, which is probably a healthy thing. You're gonna have to just understand it may never stop. That is the weakness, the needy, addictive weakness of these types of people. They are not strong. Anybody can talk trash. Anybody can stab someone. Anybody can do that. It's the real strength of character, brothers and sisters, to endure, continue on, and grow. And that is what these narcs can't stand. One more, and then we'll go through the chat. One more. We'll just do one more. Right? Let's see. God, that was a good video. Guys, please subscribe to Narcissist Chronicles if you would. Let's see. Oh, it's a video.
to never put respect on disrespect. Think about it. If they're so willing to disrespect you in front of you and others with an audience, can you imagine what's going on behind your back? Can you imagine what's going on at the front counter? You want to know why your business may be falling short? Yeah, they want to destroy you slowly, but they want to come in as a frenemy. So you never know how it's happening. You're not going to hemorrhage. No, you're going to bleed out slowly. It's how malignant and covert narcissists work and operate. To a point that you start to accept what otherwise would have been intolerable as behavior as a perfect imperfection. Their bitterness can cost you everything. To never.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that bitterness did cost me a lot. I'll tell you what. Brothers and sisters, like people with CJ. CJ was earlier was talking about having a narcissistic, dealing with a narcissist friend. I've dealt with plenty of them, guys. I was building a company called Rogue Entertainment. I had quite a few. Maybe not narcissists, but definitely mental disorders, definitely personality disorders happening. Underachievers, leeches that wanted to use me to elevate themselves. Narc picked out every damn one. One of them is definitely a narcissist, Tom, as I mentioned about him earlier, who collected enemies to smear my name, help with the smear campaigns by proxy, by hanging out, streaming with, and promoting the same crowd of people. You are going to run into frenemies in your life. You are going to run into these types throughout your life. The importance of having strong boundaries, recognizing who they are for who they are. This is going to save you a lot of headache and a lot of trouble. These are not strong people. I don't care what their social media outreach is. I don't care how much money they have. I don't care how many friends they have. It does not matter. These are weak people. They will always be weaker than you. If you're a well put together warrior who has been through the battlefield of life, dealing with these narcissists, overcoming narcissistic abuse, if you have done that, you could be a pauper on the street and you are still stronger than a narcissist with a 200, 400, 1 million subs, sub channel. And all the money in the world. They will always be weak. They will always need to destroy others. They will always need to create conflict. They will always need to lie. They will always need others to believe their narrative of events. They need external validation to support their toxic, false, weak ego. You do not. You're a strong individual. You're a bright, shining light in the darkness of the world. Darkness tried to come for you, but it did not succeed. And the more you know about yourself, love yourself, be a friend of yourself, the better you are to yourself, the stronger you will be. Do not let these narcs turn you into them. Do not let them snuff out your light. They may have dimmed you for a time, but you are stronger than they could ever be. With everything that you survived, you are stronger than they could ever be. You do not need external validation. You do not need someone else to tell you that you are a good person. You do not need someone else to tell you who you are. You know who you are. These things are very important. Do not kneel, brothers and sisters. Never kneel, and suffer no fools. When you see them coming, when their words and their actions do not align and a liar stands before you, recognize it. When someone disrespects you, when someone tries to infiltrate your social circle to smear your name, recognize it. When you see a snake, recognize it. You ain't got to call them out, but you recognize it. You don't always need to talk either. You don't always need to. Sometimes the response is not saying anything at all. Sometimes the response is sitting back and observing the playing field and understanding what's going on and who's got whose tongue up whose ass. It's all about confidence in yourself and understanding yourself. Go to therapy if you have to. Don't think you don't need it. Maybe you need it. Maybe you need a life coach. Maybe you need a professional. I have over the last several months, every Sunday, well, with the exception of the last 2 weeks, shown you people who have overcome adversities, who have overcome hoovering hobgoblins, destructive demons, soulless parasites, who live in lies and destroy others rather than be a decent human being. And all of them have words of wisdom to impart, just like Jesse. Take solace in that. There are others just like you out there who have overcome strenuous situations. Some of them annihilated, personalities, companies destroyed, lives left strewn. But from being laid asunder, you gathered a strength, created, coalesced, your essence into something that cannot ever be destroyed. You have proven your strength, your worthiness to walk in your shoes. You have proven who you are, the strength of your character, the measure of it. That is something that a narcissist, that is something that a selfish, destructive, toxic goblin will never be able to claim. No matter how much they lie to themselves or others, no matter how many other toxic, insecure, awful people they surround themselves with, no matter how many smear campaigns they engage in, or how much they try to dissimulate your character, they cannot and will not ever be as strong as you. And they hate that. Let them. Rise, brothers and sisters. Rise together. Rise for yourself and lead by example. Be that light that you need to be for your children, for your family, for your friends. You are wisdom walking. There's so much strength in this community. There's so many survivors, so many people who have gone through hell that give me the strength to continue on, to keep doing this content. It's you. You're the ones who keep me going. Do that for everyone. And never stop and never kneel. My love to y'all. We're going to go through the chat one last time before we cut this off. And let's see. We'll start down at the bottom and work my way up. All right. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the Empire. Please subscribe, guys, to Narcissist Chronicles. Jesse is a wonderful human being. It's been an absolute pleasure to cover just a fraction of his words tonight. He is definitely a shining bright light. Joshua says, I'm well prepared for it, to never stop. Good. And at some point, listen, flip the script, my brother. Flip that script, Josh. Imagine how weak and insecure that person is, or anybody that follows and kowtows to that nastiness. Just imagine that there is a litany of manginas and slags who can't stand you, that have to smear your name and come after you because of your strength, because of your personal fortitude. That's a compliment, bro. Keep shining. Kevin says, ex-narc was no agnostic as claimed, but a true atheist. A narc equals God equals Satan, all rolled into one. I don't know, Mr. Tickle Trunk, you're an atheist. What do you think, bro? I love you. Oh, two neck devils, absolutely. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Mr. Tickle Trunk already got to you, huh? Mr. Tickle Trunk, I don't actually think just unresolved trauma because I witnessed signs of the demonization in the ex-narc. Absolutely. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, I am an atheist. I call that an anti-theist more than that. Honestly, atheist, agnostic are pretty much the same, in my opinion. I think that's true too. And an anti-theist, that's a good comment. I don't have anything to say on that. Mr. Tickle Trunk got me. Anti-theists are people who believe there is no God. I absolutely believe. Mom, to go a little religious or a little spiritual for a minute. I believe in source. I believe my preferred tag is Wiccan, but I got to be real. There's some Wiccans out there that I don't fuck with. I believe in source. I believe in creator. Now that's where I roll. Roman of the Empire. They put on a people suit until they don't. Yeah, they do. These are demons wearing human skin suits, bro. You cannot be that soulless. I mean, going back to kind of like the spiritual conversation going on in the chat. And hail my Dragonstorm chat, my Dragonstorm community. One of the things I absolutely adore about this channel and the people that have come here and been a part of this community is that we come from all different backgrounds and beliefs, and we have conversations. We don't shit on each other. I love that. I mean, Kevin is devout Christian. Got my Scott, my co-host, Christian, was building a ministry, and I'm a heathen. And I love that. I love that we look past those things and understand and fighting these demons. These demons exist in every faith, in every strata of society. And we are standing together, united, refusing to kneel to these demons in human skin suits. You cannot be a person who uses others, lives off of destroying other people, lives in negative karma, you cannot exist that way and be connected to source. In my opinion, when a narcissist gets to a certain point of evolution throughout their life, or de-evolution, whatever you want to call it, when they get to a certain point in their life, I think they're disconnected from source entirely. I think they become possessed, like Jezebel spirits. We hear a lot of the Jezebel spirit. I saw the Jezebel spirit in Grace's eyes. I saw it. These things exist. Dark, demonic forces absolutely exist. These things are real. And people like psychos and narcs, they are possessed by these things. You cannot be a person who lives like an evil piece of shit. You cannot be somebody who gathers others to smear a person's name, to destroy their character, to assassinate their identity. You can't be that abusive and not be possessed and not be a negative force in this, in this world. I can't see it any other way. And if I'm wrong, then maybe the gods will tell me when I pass on. You know what I mean? Their world is the stuff, the image. They don't have a reality. Be the wall. Absolutely. Hail, brother. Well said. Well said. Shield to shield, guys, like the Spartans. Like the Spartans at Thermopylae. That's what we are. Shield to shield. There's a million narcs coming at us, and we will not kneel till we fall. We will not kneel. Do not allow other people to destroy your image, to destroy who you are. Just don't. Lead by example. The truth will be shown. Anyone who lies about you, all right, that needs to believe lies about you, doesn't care about you, doesn't know who you are, doesn't believe in you, and that's what it is. You don't need them in your life, and you don't need to take criticism from people like that. See, got to end on a good note. Well, end on a good note. Did I miss something up there? I'm trying to be positive a little bit. That's right. No contact, my brother. I can't believe it took me this long to figure it out. Listen, hey, Rooster, Rooster, let's see. I was 42. I was 42 when I got with Narc X, or was started getting triangulated, I should say, because technically the longest we were together was like 7 months. And she was sleeping with all kinds of people the whole time. And then after that, it became triangulation. We're together here, now we're not together. We're together here, we're not together. It was a mess. But I mean, altogether, it was like, God, 3.5, maybe 4 years, just shit. And it took me that long. It took me until, 40. I think I finally really became aware about 46. I'm 47 now. And that's when I realized, Rooster, that some of the issues in my family, that's when I realized, like, my dad was narcissistic. I never knew what the hell that was. That's when I found out that I had dated narcissistic women or straight up narcissists in the past. No, I don't overanalyze it, because I'm just like, wow, I think about the things that happen now and I'm like, oh my God. And I also, but the most important thing, Rooster, that I did for me was discover what it was in me. Who am I? Why do I allow this? Why did I forgive when I didn't have to? Why did I take blame for things when I was being hurt? And it came from unresolved issues in myself, things that had not been challenged, realized, and healed within me. I'm big on that. That's why I like Coach Randy White. Coach Randy White is all about strengthening yourself, understanding yourself, going to the gym, being healthy, being a better person, eating right. Positive thinking. I love Coach Randy White because he's on that road that I'm on. He's further along. Guys, please check out Coach Randy White. So like that's the biggest takeaway, Rooster. Like, okay, it took me until my 40s. That's why I look at it. Okay, it took me to my 40s to figure out that I was, attracted to awful women, and to a degree still do. Tina Bojan the other night, because you'll hear me joke now and again, especially on author Stephen Walton. I'll say, "Oh my God, look how sexy she is. I love the damage in her eyes." And saying I love the damage in her eyes for me is a recognition that I had chased toxic women or been involved with toxic women in my life and during my life. It's a reminder to me, and it's also a joke because I got to laugh at myself. Laughter helps us all, brothers and sisters. I got to laugh at myself a little bit. This is how I remind myself. But Tina, I said that Tina the other night said, "Oh my God! Every time you say that, Steve, I hope you're joking. I'm just hoping you're joking." I am joking. I'm laughing at me. I got to laugh at me. It may have taken you this long to figure it out, but now you're aware. You're never too late to learn. Narcs never learn throughout their life. Toxic people will not learn about themselves, will not grow. Narcissists will not become better people. They become better liars. They become better manipulators. They have better situation and manipulationships. But we thrive. We learn more about ourselves. We learn more, and that's the biggest takeaway from this. It's the best way to be for me. That's how I see it. The trauma-versary of my discard, 28th July, 3 days after X-Narc's birthday, is coming soon, but I refuse to let my body and mind submit that at evil. You still have to recognize that anniversary, and I still do too, so I can't really point the fingers. And it's crazy, Kevin, because the birthday Hoovers, which is when the grand discard took place for me this year, it always happens just before her birthday when the initial traumas began. And then I'm ghosted through my birthday, and then now we're in you know what I'm proud to say, Kevin? Now we are in, at this point, like I said, I made a calendar. Right now, we're in the Hoover period. This is when Narc X comes back. And she's tried to 3 separate times now, create a problem and get the rotation going, get the fight and everything going back again. And I've deflected every one of them. I swatted the gnats away. Keep swatting the gnats, brother. One day, this is a big event in your life. Of course, it is this learning, this milieu of understanding, this growth that you have undergone is a big part of your life. I hope for both of us that at some point in the near future, in the next couple of years, we get to a point where it's an afterthought. We don't have to prepare for anything because it's just an afterthought. It's like, oh yeah, there was that time in my life when I had to remember the rotation. I had to remember the narcissist schedule so that I could prepare myself to defend or deflect. And that's kind of hope. That's where I hope we get. I hope we get to some place like where Jesse got to, because like I said, I don't even know who Jesse Narc X is. He don't even care. All right, we are. Miss Tickletrunk says rumors and bad news are sadly believed a lot faster because they upset us. Well, and that goes into the emotional reactivity. Narcissists, toxic, highly emotional, unregulated emotional people depend on that to sustain themselves. That's why smear campaigns take off, because everyone, if you poke at somebody and you push their buttons and you get them to the point where they react, and then you point the finger at that person when they're being emotionally reactive with your lies and your stories, then it's people want to see the drama. And it's more believable. Narcissists, dude, Stickle Trunk, I hope you never run into these narcs. Narcissists depend so much on people wanting to see the Jerry Springer show. They depend so much. And they've done it so often, over and over and over again. Especially these female narcs are great at it. Women narcs are absolute masters because they understand that a man's natural inclination is to believe the woman, protect the woman, look after the woman, especially she comes in and boo-hoos and I'm a victim. And people who are toxic just they understand that. And so they love to see a woman acting reckless and being stupid. Like, I'm at the point where it really doesn't affect me. I know When Narc goes and does whatever she's doing, that she's going to talk about dildos. She's going to talk about sex, masturbation. She's going to talk about turning dudes gay. And then Steve Walton this, Steve Walton that. Like, you already showed your ass. Like, I don't even care. But when it first started, you know, you saw it. It was easily believable for those who already didn't know me or saw or knew me and saw me acting wrecked because I was going through a highly antagonistic and abusive situation. But the people that already didn't like me, they were jumping right on that bandwagon. Oh, finally, Steve Walton is showing us, look how crazy he's acting. Look how horrible he is. Oh, thank God, Steve Walton's finally showing his true colors. Look how broken and defeated he is. They didn't like that shine a bright light. But now Walton's back. Shining. It is what it is, bro. I've never understood the attraction to Jerry Springer, the stuff, the secondhand cringe when interpersonal conflict like that. Well, some people just like, it's this entertainment. Some people just like entertainment. I mean, you know, to be fair, when I'm watching people talk about The Acolyte, I love it, right? The Acolyte, right? Disney Star Wars, run by narcissists and sexists and racists and bigots. Pointing the finger and gaslighting fans, projecting upon fans that the fans are actually the bigots and the racists and the sexists, gaslighting them with the media, using them as the flying monkeys, that the fans are the problem, that the male audience is the problem, while creating an absolutely horrible product that is just completely destructive, that to canon, to lore, to the name of Star Wars, which they've been doing since Disney bought it, just putting out worse and worse and worse content made by narcissists and psychos. And I'm watching the floundering of Disney, the floundering of the shill media, these flying monkeys, these toxic people who are going after the fans, who are in this scenario, the victims of narcissistic abuse. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying watching the utter fallout. I'm enjoying watching Rotten Tomatoes unable to hide just how horrible it is. Who has, in Rotten Tomatoes, as we know, has traditionally been one of the flying monkeys, if you will, to the Disney narcissists. And watching all this happen, it's like a Jerry Springer show. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know? But at the same time, it's in human nature to watch someone fall. It's in human nature to watch a train wreck. What do you do when there's a fire in the neighborhood? You go and you look at the fire. The problem, the problem is don't become the house fire. Don't become that. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh man. Yeah, I was a little crazy. Yeah, I was a little crazy because I was being targeted for abuse and harassment. I absolutely was a little crazy because I was being lied to and gaslit and used as someone to manipulate. I was crazy because my frenemies like Tom, who gathered up my enemies and then started promoting them, and is friends with Narc came at me out of nowhere and tried to steal everything I built and tried to copy me and be me. I was crazy because of all the offline harassment, all the offline shit that was going on toward my friends and my family. I was crazy because I was dealing with constant harassment from someone who was boohooing and playing the victim and then going online every week and talking about and emasculating me and talking trash on me. You're absolutely right. I did go a little crazy. Anyone would go crazy under those circumstances. But I came out of it seeing people for who they are. Josh says, tons were waiting to jump on that bandwagon because they were always jealous of my light. Absolutely. And when you are a shine a bright light in the darkness of the world, when you are a confident person, when you are a person who believes in themselves, when you have those gifts, that's when darkness comes at you. And you take it as a challenge, Josh. You overcome that adversity and become a better version of yourself, my man. What is up, Phil? Good to see you, brother. And to be honest, I am a little fucking nuts. Naturally. Oh, here we go. Remember, I have to watch The Acolyte, so you don't have to. I'm going to watch it because I'm going to start. I got to watch it. I got to watch this train wreck. because I need to talk about it on author Stephen Walton. Roman, what are you doing this week? You want to come on Rogue Entertainment? Are you free Saturdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Would you be cool if I brought you in a Rogue Chat? I need some more. I need some strong people in there. Rogue Chat's full of old people that I can't do it. That don't need to be in there no more. Let's see. My kid even said, Dad, you've changed so much. Good, brother. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Thank you. All right, man. I'll get a hold of you. Jules says, make zero apologies. Gaslight riddled deception is a mind fuck. Absolutely. Absolutely. And no apologies for it. No apologies. No, because you're the problem, Jewel. You're the problem. They stalking you. They lying about you. They talking trash on you. They gathering your enemies. And you're the problem. You're the narcissist. You're evil. You're the stalker. It is a mind fuck. But you grow stronger, you recognize that, and you continue on. Phil, where's the Phil at? Phil says, the acolyte is if someone crapped on Star Wars, but imagine if the poop was rainbow colored. Yes. Yes. And check your pronouns, Phil. I have a doorbell video of a neighbor launching pebbles at my old place and my siblings hanging in front of the house 4 times a day. I think she did it. Oh, my Lord. Yo, that's crazy that you went through that. That sibling is nobody you need to talk to. Narcissistic family members are the worst, the absolute worst, because they saw what you went through, especially if you're dealing with a golden child, right? So that's a golden, they're probably a narcissist or at least very narcissistic. And you've always been the problem, right? And I'm sure that your narc mom applauds every time the sibling hurts you because they're the victim, even though they're attacking you. That's how these people are. Continue to fight, brother. Continue to fight. Continue to just, you got to deal with it. It's a shame that it's a shame. Bring back dueling, yo. Bring back dueling. It's time to start taking these narcs out. Locked and loaded with love. Narcissistic abuse survivors, shoulder to shoulder, locked and loaded with love. Taking them out. My friend Red Gaze was out there, shared that video about the Cluster B Society. And I said, bring back dueling. He said, bring back shame. The only problem is when you're dealing with these types of people, they have no shame. They're doing everything they can to avoid shame. They are lying to avoid shame. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. It's crazy. Kevin Jones says, narcs are all marinated in the sea. Yes. Yes. All right, so let's go back and take a look at Narcissist Chronicles. Guys, please support and subscribe to Jesse, if you will. Let's see. I did not share the screen. There we go. I highly enjoyed this channel. As I said, Jesse was one of the first people to, I don't think I even had hundreds. I don't think I had 1,000 subscribers yet. And Jesse came through and started leaving comments. He came through my live stream when I hit 1,000 and congratulated me. I've seen him a few times come through. And it wasn't for people like him, I don't think I would have gotten as far as I have. It wasn't for the understanding, the light. It wasn't for the honesty, the love and compassion and understanding of people like him and others. I don't know if I would have gotten as far as I have. I am happy that I did this show specifically alone, because this kind of takes me back to pre-1,000 subscriber Dragonstorm, very early Dragonstorm, when I was all alone. I felt all alone. I was still running my old shows with some of my old crowd, but I was always felt shame, alone. I was still under constant attack, still under constant smear campaigns. My frenemies had shown them their true colors, like the guy I mentioned earlier. Smear campaigned me, took any support system that I needed away. All working with, the ex. And it wounded me beyond measure. not being the person that I had been when I was working, when I was just author Stephen Walton and I was just working on that channel, I was the Fandom Menace historian. Not being that person, not being that light, positive, promoting others, promoting independent comics and creators. Watching people who had been my fans for a long time see me fall apart, and then feeling guilty that I could not continue to support my friends whom I had built with for years. Shattered, destroyed. Dragonstorm became the one thing that I had to reclaim myself, to fight back against the smears. Literally isolated myself from other people so that they would not be affected by the consistent harassments and multiple smear campaigns from other toxic people in my old indie sphere. Because I didn't want them to get affected by it, and I could see that they were. And all I ended up having was me. Jesse was the first person who did this type of content to reach out and be supportive to me. And so there's a certain love that I have for this man. And if you have not subscribed to him, please do. Share out his channel. Because he gave me the warrior spirit. He was there for me. And I'll be there for everybody if you need him. Support his Rumble. If you are looking for coaching sessions from a shining bright light of a person, a survivor who became a thriver, who is a warrior out there for awareness and recovery, to stand with you and for you. And please check out Narcissist Chronicles. Please subscribe to Jesse. Book a coaching session with him. And that's about all I have to say about that, right? Brothers and sisters, we do not kneel. We rise together. You stand shoulder to shoulder with one another and you help each other aloft. And you do that by leading by example, by not succumbing to darkness, not allowing toxic people, narcissists, or any other types of demonic skin suit wearing pieces of fucking demonic trash out there who live off of grifting on other people's emotions, creating a reactivity, smearing their name and destroying their character, assassinating people. What you do is lead by example through it. You lead by being a better person, learning about yourself, creating strong boundaries, loving and being a good friend to yourself, not succumbing to smear campaigns, but only leading in yourself with belief in self that you will not become that which attempted to destroy us. Because what's the first thing that a narc does when you figure out who they are? They point the finger at you and call you the narcissist. Call you the liar, you're the cheater, you're the manipulator, you're the stalker, you're the evil person while they're doing their dirt. Same damn routine they've done their entire lives, blessed by the devil. Well, one day the devil eats his own. But as you lead by example, as you walk shoulder to shoulder, shield to shield, with others who have been through what we have on this, the battlefield of life, you'll be blessed by God, by source, by connection. The human tribe will take care of itself. Good people look out for good people. Like Jesse looked out for me. And like you look out for each other. I need y'all to subscribe to him. I need y'all to love yourself. I am Lodonis, Ravenwolf, Dragonstorm, Yasir, and Sage. Hail to my fellow survivors and thrivers from narcissistic abuse. Be good to yourselves. And be good to each other. And never again suffer that fool. Dan, there was a clip I had set up, and now I freaking missed it. Was it this one?
Anyway, so but I must tell you, I don't have a near-term answer.
No, it definitely wasn't that one. I definitely had one in here. No, it wasn't. Oh, you know what? We're going to edit out. This is my son. This is my son. Watch for him. He's going to be a rock star. He's going to be a rock star.
Donovan, you made this?
The kiss gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Bitch, say what you say, we not gon' catch you in the day. Yeah, she gon' have to pay us, the K makes him late. This girl waiting cause he late, but she don't know his face. She don't know that he did it, she don't know that I'm paid. But yeah, she ain't never fit, she wants to get laid. But no, tripping up that my money got you saved. Uno, those traits gon' get caught with the kiss, gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. She offended, she a bitch, won't say nothing cause of switch. But I just made a lick, I've been feeling like a dick. Sippin', also feel like shit, he wanna steal my fit, he wanna steal my life, he wanna fuck my bitch. So he disappear glitch, rock out my way, never snitch. Rock out jet, hit a crit, and now I'm looking just to sip. Cool, uno those traits gon' get caught with the case, he gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Girl, look in my eyes, please tell me I'm not fired. She tell me that I'm done, so I smack her on the side. And I tell him that I'm done, and I smoke up in the slide. Tired of the bullshit, boy talking think he high. He gon' talk, but I'm hearing hella lies. Like with choke, do not care about your ties. Cool, uno those traits gon' get caught with the case, gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Keep my name out your mouth, talking when I'm not around. Just cause I moved to the south don't mean I'm not in town. Boy, he not a rat, he just a little mouse. He say that he slide, but I'm thinking it with doubt. Uno those traits gon' get caught with a case, gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Bitch, say what you say, we not gon' catch you in the day. Yes, he gon' have to pay us, the K makes him late. This girl waiting cause he late, but she don't know his face. She don't know that he dead and she don't know that I'm paid. But yes, she ain't never fit, she wants to get laid. But no, trip is nothing, my money got you saved.
I mean, he is the man. Maybe we'll do a little Dragonstorm overtime today. He is the man. Absolutely. What's up, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. All right, a couple more minutes. Again, a couple more minutes. Yes, that love is the power. Absolutely, Rester. What's going? Oh, good to see you. Guys, go back, check out the full stream. Had a fun time, a lot of good talks. Ended up doing this with myself tonight. But I can hold solos. Mr. Tickle Trunk was in for just a minute. He was in for just a minute. Josh, love all you warriors. Hell, that's right. Love is the power. Thank you very much. Good night to you. Listen, y'all, for real. We need to have a talk about washing your hands and wash the ass. Narcs don't wash the ass. They don't wash the hands. Narcs run around and they get VDs. Okay, they are around. They putting male narcs putting things up their butt. All right, female narcs are filling every one of their holes in some vain attempt to fill something left inside their broken soul. Okay, so don't be like a narcissist. Wash your hands and wash your ass. And listen. If you're gonna put something up your ass, make sure it's a medical reason. All right, don't be a rainbow dragon. Make sure it is for a medical reason. Okay, and I'm not saying just don't go to the doctor. Don't go to the doctor just to have him put something up your ass. Okay, don't do that. And clean. That's right. Clean your peen. That is very important. Hashtag clean your peen. We do not kneel for stinky eel. Narcissists will put it in anything, anywhere. They'll put it in a light socket if it gave them supply. You know this is to be true. So just please make sure clean your shit. Good God. Don't be a narc. Wash your hands, wash your ass. I love y'all.